right, we'll call the meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, good evening, everyone. Tom, could you please take the roll?
Mayor King.
Present.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Present.
Councilmember Baskin.
Present.
Fisher.
Present.
Pashusta.
Present.
Kelly.
Present.
Postma.
Present.
Baker.
Right here.
We have a quorum, Your Honor.
Thank you, Tom. Item number 1 is a motion for the adopting of the agenda.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 2 is a motion approving our minutes from October 7th, 2024 meeting.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Item number 3, under recognitions and awards, we have nothing. Item number 4 is a motion for the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Under public hearings, item number 5 is, 5, jeepers. Looks like 5 through 12 for assessments. So we're going to hear from Bree on one of them. Item number 5 is a resolution for public hearing on sanitary sewer assessments, adopting the assessment role. Bree.
So in the council packet, I listed the assessments that we'll be holding the public hearings for this evening. Each property owner was mailed a notice of the hearing, and a notice was published in the Austin Daily Herald. The clerk's office requests that you adopt the assessments that are set forth in the resolutions presented tonight. The property owners will have until October 31st to pay the assessments with no interest. Otherwise, the assessments will be placed onto their property taxes. Please let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you, Bree. Questions, council?
Is that October 31st, you said, Bree? That's only like 10 days. This isn't like new to them, right? They knew this was something they needed to be paying?
Correct.
Okay.
All right. Any further questions? Public, is there anybody here from the public wishes to speak on the public hearing for sanitary sewer assessment? Hearing none, looking for resolution for A, adopting the assessment rule.
So moved.
Second.
Tom?
Councilmember Baskin.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Pashusta.
Aye.
Kelly.
Aye.
Postma.
Aye.
Baker.
Yes.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you, Tom. Item number 6, resolution on a public hearing for assessments for miscellaneous sidewalk and driveway projects. Anybody here from the public wishing to speak on this matter? If not, council, any questions? Otherwise, looking for...
You're not going to object to your
that?
name on this?
What's that?
You're not going to comment on you being on this?
Oh.
Bree, is there a way we can make him pay double?
I kind of put that out of my memory already. Sorry about that. Yeah, I have...
Over to each resolution.
I tell you what, just as a sidebar, that was the first time I ever participated in a street project in any home I've ever owned, and it was pretty seamless, really well done. All the underground work they do and the amount of holes they can dig in an hour and fill them back in an hour is crazy. So, yeah, it was a good experience. All right, looking for a resolution for 6A.
Second.
Tom?
Councilmember Baskin.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Pashusta.
Aye.
Kelly.
Aye.
Postma.
Aye.
Baker.
Yep.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. Item number 7 is a resolution for a public hearing on assessment of snow removal. Anybody here from the public wishing to speak on this matter? Hearing none. Council, any questions or comments? Looking for resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Tom?
Councilmember Baskin.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Pashusta.
Aye.
Kelly.
Aye.
Postma.
Aye.
Baker.
Sure.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. Item number 8 is a resolution for a public hearing on assessments for garbage and junk removal. Anyone here from the public wishing to speak on 8A? Council, any questions? Otherwise, looking for resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Tom?
Councilmember Baskin.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Pashusta.
Aye.
Kelly.
Aye.
Postma.
Aye.
Baker.
Yep.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. Under public hearings, 9 is a public hearing on assessment for weed and grass removal. Anyone here from public wishing to speak on the assessment for weed and grass removal?
I am.
Sure. Come up to the podium, please. Give us your name and address if you could.
My name's Matt Ralph, and I have quite a few properties here in Austin, and I have bills multiple bills for mowing my grass one time. I was just wondering, I watched them mow in May and they charged me $780 an hour to mow. I was just wondering, is that typical what you guys do to the citizens, or?
I'm not sure about a rate. Who would answer that question, Tom?
Jason Grass was probably through the Parks and Recs
I've
department.
asked him and he hasn't responded, he hasn't gave me a question, at one answer for an hourly rate.
You have that offhand, Jason? Otherwise, we can set in a meeting with this, Mr.
Sure, I do. I did request that any information that Mr. Rolfe was asking for in writing, and I'd be happy to get back to him. Excuse me. The hourly rate is nowhere near $700 an hour. I believe what he's referencing is the amount of time it took the contractor to mow and the amount of time that Mr. Rolfe thinks that it takes to
I
to
was
mow that
there, I
property.
have pictures of it, it was 2 hours, that's $780 an hour.
Tell you what, Mr. Ralph, the best way I think to handle this is we get folks that come up once in a while during this is to at least have the initial meeting with Mr. Sehan. So please schedule that with him before, and he can probably step out in the hallway and schedule that with him. So it gets done very soon. So we can review that later if there's an issue.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
You want to remove that one?
You want to table that one, Counselor, or do you want to move forward?
I would move that we approve with the exception of Mr.
Matt Ralph?
Ralph,
Ralph, thank you.
All right. Any further public wishing to speak on this matter?
Just to clarify, that's to put it on the next council agenda for consideration, so we don't have
Yes.
to post the
Yeah.
the notice again, okay.
All right.
I'm seeing one line item for $390, is that right, or is there more than one?
There's 5 properties.
so that, it actually comes out to be almost $1,000 an hour, if you add all 5.
Are they all
Do you have
listed
the
under
property
Ralph?
numbers so we can get them all right here?
1305, 1303, 20, this is all 28th Street, I bought them on the tax foreclosure sale from the city of Austin. 1309, yeah, 1303, 1305. Basically the whole corner.
All right, I would suggest you just make an appointment with Mr. Sehan and discuss it further, and then we'll, I guess we've got a motion to table this one.
Well-
At least just these addresses.
I don't have addresses, I just have a legal description and a property owner name, and I only have one under Rolf. Am I missing something?
They're listed under Advanced Builders
Okay,
is the other properties that he owns.
It's actually one big parcel now. I tried to go through planning and zoning to do a development, so it's one giant parcel now, and kinda, that went sideways too.
So we had a motion to move 9 forward with the adoption of the rest of the weed and grass pending the meeting with Matt Rolfe, so holding that one off. Advanced Builders. Is there a second?
Second.
Tom?
Councilmember Baskin.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Pashusta.
aye.
Helly.
Aye.
Postma.
Aye.
Baker.
You bet.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. Item number 10 is a public hearing on assessments for administrative citations. We've got several of them here. 10A is adoption of the assessment rule for the Park and Rec. Anybody here wishing to speak on this matter from the public? If not, council, looking for a resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Tom?
Councilmember Baskin.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Pashusta.
Aye.
Helly.
Aye.
Postma.
Aye.
Baker.
Yep.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. 10B is a public hearing on assessments for administrative citations for zoning. Anybody wishing to speak on this matter? Council looking for resolution?
So moved. Second.
Tom?
Councilmember Baskin.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Pashusta.
Aye.
Helly.
Aye.
Postma.
Aye.
Baker.
Yep.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. 10C, public hearing on assessments for administrative citations for the rental housing. Anybody wishing to speak on this matter from the public? Hearing none, council?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Tom?
Councilmember Baskin.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Pashusta.
Aye.
Helly,
Aye.
Postma,
Aye.
Baker.
Yep.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. 10D is a public hearing on assessments and administrative citations for the sump pump. Anybody here from the public wishing to speak on this matter? Council?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thomas?
Councilmember Baskin.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Bashusta.
Aye.
Helly,
Aye.
Postma,
Aye.
Baker.
Sure.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you, Tom. 10E is a public hearing on assessments for administrative citation for the building department. Anybody here from the public wishing to speak on this matter? Hearing none. Council looking for resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Thomas?
Councilmember Baskin.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Bashusta.
Aye.
Helly,
Aye.
Postma,
Aye.
Baker.
Yep.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. Item number 11 is a public hearing on assessments for unpaid vacant property fees. Anybody here from the public wishing to speak on this matter? If not, looking for a resolution for 11A.
So moved. Second.
Tom?
Councilmember Baskin.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Bashusta.
Aye.
Helly,
Aye.
Postma,
Aye.
Baker.
Yep.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you, Tom. The last public hearing is item number 12, a public hearing on hazardous housing abatements. Anybody here wishing to speak on this matter from the public? Hearing none, looking for the resolution, council, on 12A.
So moved. Second.
Tom?
Councilmember Baskin.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Bashusta.
Aye.
Helly,
Aye.
Postma,
Aye.
Baker.
Yeah.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. Under awarding bids, 13 is a resolution receiving bids for hazardous demolition. Holly?
We sent out requests for bids on, to 3 contractors. We received 1 bid back for $12,050. That's pretty average for this kind of project. The project will be used, funded for, with the dollars set aside. We would recommend awarding the project to Hanson Hauling and Excavating, Inc. And this is for a garage and then another property at 08 12th Avenue Southwest for a garage and a house.
Very good. Thank you, Holly. Council, any questions for Ms. Wallace?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thomas?
Councilmember Baskin.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Bashusta.
Aye.
Helly,
Aye.
Postma,
Aye.
Baker.
Yeah.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Under petitions and requests, we have item number 14 is a motion approving additional stop signs to uncontrolled intersections. Mr. Lang?
At the last work session, we discussed a number of intersections throughout our community that are uncontrolled. At that time, we talked about 4-way intersections. There are 79 of them that we would install 2-way stop signs. And there are 203 uncontrolled T intersections. We've looked at those a little bit closer here since our last work session. We originally had indicated, recommended 2 of those T intersections to be stop controlled, and after additional review, we feel that there should be 7 more. So this would be a request for stop signs at 79 4-way intersections and 11 T intersections. Those are all detailed out in the back of the memo for council consideration.
Very good. Thank you, Stephen. Council, any questions or comments on this regard from Mr. Lang?
I think fully support this, have gotten a ton of very, very positive feedback from the community, and so I think this is a great step forward. So thank you, Stephen and team, for the work on this. Move to approve.
All right. Got
Second.
a motion and a second to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 15 under petitions and requests is a resolution approving a parking variance for Mill on Main 2. Holly?
Just getting there. At the October 15th, 2024 meeting of the Austin Planning Commission, the Planning Commission reviewed a request from Mill on Main for parking variance requiring 154.5 parking stalls, which is 1.5 per unit, for their new 103, proposed 103 unit Mill on Main 2 apartment project. Mill on Main is the 3rd apartment building the Stencil Group has done in Austin, which includes the the existing mill on Main located at the former YMCA site, and the 82-unit flats on 21 located on 21st Avenue Northwest. Mill on Main 2 proposes to provide 125 parking stalls, which equates to 1.21 spaces per unit, which is approximately 30 stalls less than required. The applicant noted that at capacity, parking is about 70% utilized at their original mill on Main. And let's see. The applicant notes that tenants currently utilize approximately 1 space per unit. The Planning Commission, based on the information presented, found that the variance request is in harmony with the general purposes and intent of the zoning code, is consistent with the comprehensive plan, that the applicant has established that there are practical difficulties in complying with the provision, and that the property owner proposes to use the property in a reasonable manner not permitted by the provision. After review, the Planning Commission, with 8 members present, recommended granting the appeal with the following vote: 5 ayes and, oh, sorry, that was 6 members present, 5 ayes and 1 abstention, 0 nays.
All right, thank you, Holly. Council, any questions? Otherwise, looking for a resolution for this parking variance.
So moved. Second.
Tom?
Councilmember Baskin.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Bashusta.
Aye.
Ellie.
Aye.
Postma.
Aye.
Baker.
Sure.
Councilmember Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. Item number 6.
Mr. Mayor, I just wanted to make one quick comment, mostly for the benefit of the rest of the council. It just so happened that in my work life, it came across my desk this week that the city of Northfield has completely abolished any parking requirements for market rate housing in their community as a way to make it easier to develop housing. So they have a 0 city requirement. It's up to the developer to decide how many spaces they want to provide, because they're the ones that are then going to have to sell them to their future residents and meet that parking need. So just wanted to put that out there, that that's an option for us that we might want to look at, and it would make something like the Mill on Main 2 even easier to get done in Austin.
Very interesting. Thank you, Laura.
Yeah, I noticed that too. There was an article in the Star Tribune, not recently, several communities are looking at reducing the required number of parking spots for developments like this, so definitely something worth looking into.
How is that something we could have, I mean, would it start like in the planning commission to have a discussion about it, or?
Yeah, I mean, previously, our requirement was 2.25 parking
Yeah.
spaces, which we reduced to 1.5 when we redid our zoning ordinance, but we certainly can look at making that even less. And yeah, we could, I mean, typically we would probably do some kind of, reach out to some of the property owners and see what the capacity how much their parking is utilized, and kind of make some decisions from there. But it would go to the planning commission and then to council for final decision. So essentially an amendment to our zoning code.
Okay.
Very good. Thank you. Item number 16. Did we get approval on that? We did, right?
We did on,
16, on 15?
I've seen it approved, yeah.
yes.
All right, 16 is a bunch of approving of memorandums of understanding for the bargaining groups, and we have an addendum in addition here on 16F and G. So looking for approving the MOA with wastewater treatment plant, Parks, Austin Associates Organization, MNPA, LELS, IAFF, and AEA. Take them all as one. And Craig, you want to explain any more on that?
Sure can. We approved street and sewer maintenance at our last council meeting. This is renewal with Blue Cross Blue Shield with a slight increase, but our contribution levels stay the same. So just a slight change to that, and authorize the mayor to sign and recorder attest the MOAs.
I would move that we approve all the MOAs in front of us.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Tom?
Councilmember Baskin.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Bashusta.
Aye.
Ellie.
Aye.
Postma.
Aye.
Baker.
Yes.
Councilmember Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you, Tom. Item number 17 is a resolution approving police officer recruitment incentive program. Craig?
Thank you, Mayor. Members, we previously had a recruitment incentive based on student loan and forgiveness, as well as relocation assistance of $5,000. We're suggesting to modify that so that it just be a straight recruitment incentive, moving the amount from $5,000 to $7,500, appreciating the difficulty that we've had in recruiting police officers to the city. We also have a second part to it for an employee referral program. Previously, we had that at $1,000. We're suggesting moving that to $2,000 to also help with our recruitment challenges and trying to do everything we can to position ourselves to be an attractive decision for a prospective police officer recruitment. Be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Craig. Chief McKeek, do you have anything on this?
Only again that I support it. This was an idea that came up from our staff on how to make our openings more attractive. I know 2 Fridays ago, Sergeant Osborne hosted a gentleman from out of town who previously worked for Hennepin County, and this was something that I know they talked about in a selling point. Ryan McCormick, one of our officers, reached out late last week, said he's got someone he went to skills with at Riverland who he's been working on and was again inquiring about this and presenting it. So there's a whole lot of interest, and I do think we would put it to good use and is in line with other cities looking to do this. So
very good.
Very supportive.
Thank you, Chief. Council, any questions for Mr. Clark or Chief McKeegan?
I've just got one, and it's more to do, I think that's a great idea. I'm just more interested in the timing. So it's paid out in 2 installments. The first one is after only 30 days. And I know we've had a couple of folks who haven't made it through the process, but were here longer than 30 days. What's the mechanism for a payback, or what does that look like? Or would they not have to pay it back if they've made it through 30 days?
We would withhold it from their paycheck.
Would it be big enough to withhold the whole, that's the other thing I worry about is like a payback situation.
Yeah, I mean, we would still hold it and ask for repayment, but the practicality of getting that back, I don't know, Mr. Dankert, if you have suggestions of what we would do if that occurred.
We pay 2 weeks after the fact, so there's always a 2-week delay in the paycheck. So that would more than likely cover most, if not all. Second, if they didn't, we'd ask them to repay it. If they didn't, then third, we could go to revenue recapture if staff so desires to recoup any balance remaining, which revenue recapture is a state of Minnesota program the city can partake in which future tax returns, lottery winnings, et cetera, come to us first to pay off any balances. But I anticipate the paycheck would cover most of that money back. But.
And the requirement is minimum of 2 years.
Correct.
That they'd have to stay, right?
Correct.
Chief, how many open positions do you have right now?
We are currently staffed at 29 out of 36 officers.
So you have, this is an attempt to fill those 7 jobs?
Correct.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Tom?
Councilmember Baskin.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Bashusta.
Aye.
Helly.
Aye.
Postma.
Aye.
Baker.
Yes.
Councilman at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you, Tom. Item number 18 is a motion approving additional payment to the Socorro Consulting Group. Craig?
Thank you, Mayor. Members, we've had some additional work by Socorro on the employee engagement. We're looking for authorization to, for those expenses in the amount of $5,200.
Very good. Thank you, Craig. Council, any questions for Mr. Clark? Looking for a motion to approve the additional payment.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 19 is a motion approving additional funding for Discover Austin. Craig?
Yes, we've had a demonstration project with Discover Austin, which was a 3-year project to help with bringing increased number of events into the community. With some of the hardship that Discover Austin has had with one of our hotels doing a remodel, one of our leading hotels doing a remodel that caused some downward pressure on the lodging tax. So they've asked for an additional year in consideration of $15,000 to continue that with hopes that they would move towards supporting that in 2026. Be happy to answer any questions.
Very good. Thank you, Craig. Council, any questions for Mr. Clark on this matter? Otherwise, looking for a motion for 19.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion?
No.
That was a no.
No, it's
Tom?
one no.
Just got it in under the wire, too.
Tom, you want to take the poll on that, or?
I didn't.
Motion by Councilmember Helly, second by Councilmember Postma to approve the additional 15 grand for 2025, and I vote is in favor of such. Councilmember Baskin.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Bashusta.
Aye.
Helly.
Aye.
Postma.
Aye.
Baker.
No.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution, motion passes 6-1, Your Honor.
Thank you, Tom. Under the additions, item number 20 is a resolution receiving bids for the 2024 flood damage from Eastside Lake Dam Plaza. Stephen?
Yes, during the June 23rd event, high waters came over Eastside Lake and impacted the landscaping and plaza area that we have there. Came over the Eastside Lake Dam, I should say. Washed out an area. We received quotes from 2 local landscape companies, both very close in number. Dolan's Landscaping Center was the low bid at $11,557.99. We're currently working with FEMA, and we anticipate that these funds will be eligible for reimbursement through the programs that we have with them, and we would recommend awarding this work to Dolan's Landscape Center.
Very good. Thank you, Stephen. Council, any questions on item number 20? If not, looking for resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Tom?
Councilmember Baskin.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Bashusta.
Aye.
Helly.
Aye.
Postma.
Aye.
Baker.
Yeah.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 7-0, Your Honor.
Thank you, Tom. Moving on to citizens addressing the council. Is there any citizens in the audience wishing to speak with council on items that weren't on the agenda? Tim, want to come to the microphone, please? Give us your name and address.
Good evening. Tim Sorgine, Austin, Minnesota, 507-438-8069. I'm here to address the new cannabis laws that are ever-changing. And my understanding is that we were allowed 2 licenses per 10,000, and there were 2 additional licenses granted. Who can we attribute the other 2 licenses that were requested and granted for? How was that process done? Who can I thank?
Council, I guess, but we had the opportunity based on our population to take on, I believe, the whole county if we wanted to. But Chief McKeegan's really well versed. You got something to add to that, Chief?
Well, at this point in time, I'm not aware of a ordinance having passed. This is still being worked on, and ultimately the ball still remains in the council's court to make those final decisions. We do believe under statute we would have to approve 3 based on our population size. However, again, this is a public policy decision that has not yet been officially made by council.
Very good. Thank you, Chief. Anything else, Tim?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Being that
Why'd I ask that?
now the tribal rights, where they're already selling product in the stores, has now expanded to off the reservations in different subsidiary stores. And being that that is an option, I'm wondering why somebody like myself would go to the effort of buying a license and everything that goes with it when we can hook up with the Indians and not wait till a year later because they haven't even, we got a new Office of Cannabis Management Director because the other one failed. And so being that we know it's gonna be delayed this far, we know that our tribal brothers are going to be able to take up some of the slack, because honestly, I've been running myself ragged trying to help people. As you know, being that I've been handing out cannabis at the courthouse for the last month to whomever may need it, I think that if there was a way to let the people know that there is an option for them to be better and better themselves without having to wait for some put-off date that we don't even have nailed down, I think it would do the public a lot of good. And as I've offered before, as much effort as I can to make it better for the people. And I appreciate what you have done so far, from my understanding, and anything I can do to enlighten anybody, being that we don't have the meetings anymore, maybe that's something we should take up, is having a special meeting to get some of this out on the field, because it's happening so fast.
Thank you, Tim. Yeah, the state's gonna be the one that selects who gets to be license holder for selling cannabis when it comes. So that's something that they'll determine. Until that time, we don't have
So
any.
the city doesn't have any problem with the Indians?
Oh, I
coming in
don't know how the legislature crafted that cannabis law, but I'm assuming that they carved out a little bit different way of doing it for the Native American and the tribes. But thank you, Tim. I appreciate you coming forward.
Thank you for your time.
You bet. Take care. Honorary council member comments. James, how are things, James?
Thank you. I don't have anything to comment.
All right, thank you. Let's go with Joyce. Under reports and recommendations, sorry, Craig, does there anybody?
I have nothing.
All right. Joyce,
I have nothing, Your Honor.
Wally.
I was out at the airport yesterday where the officers were doing an emergency vehicle operations course. Basically a obstacle course with speeds up to 80 miles an hour where they have to test. I don't know how many times a year they have to do it. And if they hit one cone, they're done, they start over. They have to do it in, I think, under 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So I had the privilege of riding with Wolski. Flying into a couple corners at 80 miles an hour was exciting. So thank you, Wolski, but he really impressed me on his driving, and all the officers that took most of the day yesterday until 10 o'clock at night that took the time to go out there to do these courses on their day off. Some were working, and all the other officers who did it on a different day. It just goes to show what they will do to help their skills to better our communities. So thank you to all the officers. Thank you, Detective Wolski, and also Lieutenant Wallenberg explained to me kind of how the course worked, how the vehicles are set up with the weight distribution, the lights. So it was a good couple hours I spent out there just learning and watching, and so thank you to all those officers.
Very good. Thank you, Paul. Jason.
Two quick updates. One is just wanted to thank Chief McCoy and the fire department. Excellent work on the fourth grade education. As always, having a fourth grader that certainly came home. We've got new batteries in all our smoke detectors. We got an escape plan drawn up in detail. So know that the kids definitely do hear what you say, and it does improve the community. So thanks for your work on that. I know it takes time outside of it. And then second is just a reminder for anybody watching that voting is now open through at the Mower County Government Center today through November 4th if you want to get your ballot in prior to Election Day, or we'll be out of town during that time frame. So,
very good. Thank you, Jason. Jeff.
Yes, the library board did meet last week. Some of the highlights, Julie is rolling out an RACI model to the staff so that the library has authoritative scope and chain of command, a functional communications matrix in an attempt to make decisions at the right level. The library is using a 2x2 matrix to evaluate library programming, and the board is excited to learn about Julie's 360 feedback process and application. Julie also wanted me to mention that the library will be closed the 24th and 25th of October.
Very good.
Thank you.
Jeff.
That's all I have.
Jeff.
Nothing, thank you.
Mike.
Two things. Discover Austin, been hard at work bringing folks into town. So we've got the Minnesota VFW State Tournament that's going to come at the end of July, early August of next year. We've got the AAUW conference coming in March of 2025, and the Goldwing Group just booked 75 people the first week in June for 2025. So bringing more and more folks to town. So congrats to them on their efforts. And then for the HRA, we actually had, the Twin Towers had their recent government inspection called Inspire, used to be called REACT. These are very, very rigorous inspections. Most sites are lucky to score somewhere in the 80s. If you crack 90, you get to have an extra year before your next inspection because you did so well. Their preliminary score on the Twin Towers site was 98 out of 100. Yeah. So congratulations to them for running a tight ship over there.
Right on. Thanks, Mike.
Great.
Laura.
I wanted to just give a shout out to Lynn Thompson in the Parks, Recreation, and Forestry Department. He's jumped in and taken over a lot of the duties that Randy Hoffner did for his job, as Randy's home recuperating from a health challenge. And so I appreciate that. And really, when something like that happens and you lose a major person overnight, the whole department has to pitch in and make things work. So thank you to all of them for keeping it going. I also want to let the public know that the Culture and Arts Commission has heard public concern about graffiti and perhaps accelerated graffiti, especially on utility boxes. And we've reached out to Austin Utilities to collaborate on a project to wrap utility boxes with artwork. We've applied for some funding, hope to do a demonstration project on just one box yet this year, and then do a whole program of them next year in 2025. And then I also wanted to encourage folks to vote and to have confidence in our local elections. I know the people who run them. Some of us sitting up here on the dais are the people who run them, and they are fair and conducted according to all the rules and regulations.
Very good. Thank you, Laura. I have before me the October anniversaries of the city employees. Want to recognize them for their years of service. Rick Wayner, 25 years in the sewer maintenance. Troy Tigner with fire, 25 years. Greg Yoakum, street department, 19. Tony Hill, street department, 19. Holly Wallace, 10 years. Congratulations, Holly. Travis Martin, police, 10 years. Mike Nordine, police, 7 years. Dwayne Salinas, buildings, 6 years. Jeff Marks, police, 5 years. Daniel Osborne, police, 5 years. Brady Johnson, police, 5 years. Nick Zago, police department, 5 years. Clint Perkapile, congratulations, Clint, 4 years at the wastewater treatment plant. And Riley Weitzel at the Park and Rec and Forestry, 1 year. So we appreciate the work and all the years of service that they've provided. So with that, I would take a motion to adjourn to our November 4th meeting.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. We'll take about a 5-minute break and then come back to the work session.